Set in 2018, this is Pan Sheng, our main character. He works at a well-known IT company in China, and he is no ordinary employee. Pan Sheng started out as a hacker, and his skills are on another level. By the time he was only 20 years old, he had already hacked into 80,000 bank accounts. So it is no surprise that he ended up at a major tech company. Now, on this particular day, the company is announcing a promotion. With his talent and track record, Pan Sheng is convinced the position is his. But the result leaves him clearly disappointed. Despite all his ability, he loses out to a coworker who just happens to be the son of an important official. Even so, Pan Sheng does not dwell on it for long, because he has already received a very tempting offer from a company based in Singapore. Without thinking twice, he decides to leave his current company on bad terms. Not long after that, Pan Sheng and several others are preparing to leave China. They are being guided by a man sent directly by the company. His name is Jun Chai, an agent from a company called Firefly. Before the flight takes off, Jun Chai explains their travel route. After that, they arrive in a country near Thailand, which is supposed to be their final stop before flying on to Singapore. There, they are given 10 hours to walk around and enjoy themselves. A little later, Pan Sheng calls his mother to give her an update. At the same time, the co-workers who went ahead of him suddenly run into a strange and dangerous situation. They are stopped by several armed men. The moment Pan Sheng hears the shouting, he realizes something is seriously wrong. His bad feeling turns out to be absolutely right. A chase breaks out, but in the end, he is beaten unconscious. When he wakes up, he and the others have been taken to a place known as Firefly. And in that moment, he realizes there is no way out. This is no more bets. The moment they see it, it becomes obvious that this is a fully organized operation. And it is also clear that Pan Sheng is far from the first person to be trapped there. The place is run by a man named Lu. Before assigning them any work, Lu gives them a tour of the facility. That is when we begin to understand that this organization is much bigger and more complicated than it first appeared. On the first floor are the low-level workers, the ones responsible for spreading bait and sending out links. Their monthly salary is around $1,120. Then on the second floor, there is the website development team, a completely different environment from the floor below. This room is filled with skilled and educated people, and each programmer earns at least $4,200 a month. And finally, there is the online gambling room, packed with attractive women. This is the true backbone of Firefly, because what they are running is far more than just a simple game. After the tour ends, Pan Sheng and the others are taken to their base camp, which turns out to be located inside the same area as an active elementary school. From that alone, it is easy to assume that Firefly is being protected by people with very serious power behind them. By the next morning, everything has changed. They are all wearing Firefly uniforms now, which means there is no turning back. Work begins immediately. Pan Sheng is assigned a task to steal data from a website, but he refuses. This time, though, there's no room left for pride. He is brutally beaten, his ear torn in the process. From the reactions around him, it is clear that this kind of punishment is nothing unusual. With no other choice, Pan Sheng is forced to comply. Even so, the young programmer has not given up. In the middle of all the chaos, he secretly starts planning his escape. At one point, he even attempts to crawl through a bathroom vent, but instead of getting away, he only creates more trouble for himself. His attempt is discovered by a woman inside the restroom. Her name is Anna. From here, we learn that Anna's path into this place is very different from Pan Sheng's. The story shifts back to her past. Anna used to be a supermodel, but everything changed in a single day. She was accused of secretly working for another company, which led to her contract being terminated without warning. It becomes clear that she was set up. Not long after losing her job, a colleague approaches her with a new opportunity. Soon, Anna is brought to meet Jun Chai, the same man responsible for Pan Sheng's capture. The job sounds simple. She only needs to play cards and chat a little, all for a very high salary. There is no pressure, no threats, especially since they know she has just been unfairly fired and has not been paid for her last contract. At that moment, she desperately needs the job, and that makes her the perfect target. Before long, the trap is set. Anna is picked up and everything seems normal at first. Then suddenly the car stops. They are told to continue on foot through a forest, crossing into another country illegally. Junchai has already taken their visas, which means they have no choice but to follow. Eventually, the women are brought to face Liu. Their passports and visas are confiscated, and they are told they will only get them back after reaching a target. Each of them must generate $700,000. Back in the present, it is now obvious that they have all been trapped. Their conversation is cut short when Junchai discovers them, and Anna is immediately slapped. The story then shifts to the outside world, to Xiangyang in China. A group of college seniors is introduced, working part-time as subtitle creators. One night, they receive an email offering a collaboration related to online gambling. For students nearing graduation, the offer feels too good to ignore. But one of them sees it as more than just an advertisement. His name is Tian. Captivated by Anna, Tian secretly downloads the app and begins playing. The way Anna interacts with him makes the game feel incredibly real, almost like he is becoming skilled at it. However, this is all part of the system. At the start, every player is designed to win. And just like that, Tian gets his first victory. After a few days of playing, Tian starts to see himself as an expert in online gambling. In his mind, the strategy is simple. He just needs to double his bets each round. One win is enough to recover everything. After all, the chances of losing again and again feel very small to him. So, that same night, Tian goes all in and puts all his money on the line. But this time, luck is no longer on his side. The analysis team at Firefly notices his financial behavior and quickly steps in. They offer him online loans, making it easier for him to keep playing. Soon after, Tian receives a personal message from Anna. It feels like she is trying to help him, even giving him what looks like a winning number for the next round. Tian is already too curious to resist. Even with his phone running low on battery, he pushes forward. In the middle of a crowded library, he desperately searches for anyone with a power bank. Somehow, he manages to place the bet, and once again, he wins. That victory pulls him even deeper into the trap. This time, his obsession grows stronger, and he starts playing constantly, no matter where he is or what time it is. Meanwhile, Pan Sheng has been monitoring everything. He secretly tries to send Tian a coded message for help. Unfortunately, Tian fails to understand it. As time passes, about a month later, Tian can no longer hide the consequences of his actions. Debt collectors begin showing up at his parents' house. His family is shocked to discover that his debt has reached $140,000, all accumulated in just a single month. At this point, Tian's life begins to fall apart. His relationship with his family is ruined, and his love life collapses as well. But even then, he refuses to stop. Instead, he goes further than ever before and even pawns his Ford Mustang. One night at a bar, his girlfriend, Song Yu, comes to see him. Her concern becomes something Tian takes advantage of. He asks her to place bets on his behalf. Even in such a desperate situation, his desire to gamble has not faded. And surprisingly, this time, he actually wins every prediction he makes. But the moment does not last. Song Yu cancels the bet, unwilling to let him risk losing even more. That decision hits Tian hard. The hope he had of fixing everything suddenly disappears. What he does not realize is that even if the bet had gone through, Firefly would never have allowed him to win. Overcome with anger, Tian lashes out and becomes aggressive towards Song Yu. Not long after that, Song Yu gathers the courage to report everything to the police. She explains the situation in detail, including how serious it has become. By chance, she speaks to the right person. According to the head of the anti-fraud division, Tian is clearly a victim of a scam. Once the gambling app is installed, his phone is immediately placed under their control. From there, they study his habits and financial situation. This allows them to carefully control the outcomes, alternating between wins and losses. In the end, the system is designed in a very specific way. They are not afraid of letting the victim win. What they truly fear is the victim deciding to stop playing. The story shifts back to Tian, and his transformation at this point is extreme. He is no longer the same person. This time, he even yells at his own mother and threatens to hurt himself. The threat works. He gets his phone back, but he does not stop there. From the safe, he also takes the house certificate. The moment his phone becomes active again, it immediately alerts the IT room at Firefly. Tian's first move is to contact Anna. Once again, he asks for the latest information. And once again, he is being played. His greed is used as bait, and it works perfectly. Now, Tian no longer wants to just be a player. He wants to become an investor in Firefly's operation. The amount he plans to invest is $1,120,000. Following orders from her boss, Anna instructs Tian to transfer the money into a crypto account, something like Bitcoin. Within just a few days, their crypto assets grow by 2%. According to the agreement, Anna is supposed to cash it out immediately. But a transaction of that size quickly catches the attention of the police. The problem is, the funds are received by a pawn company overseas. As the head of the division, Zhou contacts her colleague in that country. But just as she asks them to freeze the transaction, the call is suddenly cut off. At the same time, Tian's money is split into hundreds of different accounts. Within 10 minutes, it is all converted into cash. At this point, the situation becomes chaotic. Even in the middle of all this, Tian and Anna are still communicating, at least for a while. Then suddenly, Anna disappears before Tian ever receives his share. This is the harsh reality. His regret means nothing now. Not long after, Song Yu and Tian's parents manage to find him. But the guilt is too overwhelming. Tian cannot even face them. In the end, he makes an unthinkable decision, leaving behind countless problems. His destruction becomes a huge victory for Firefly. They celebrate it with a massive party, completely indifferent to the life they have just ruined. The next day, Anna and Pansheng are called forward and rewarded as the top contributors. Firefly's revenue has reached $60 million that year. Because of this, Lu begins to treat both of them as his favorites. He even plans to promote Pansheng as a partner instead of just an employee. However, Lu is supposed to keep his promise. Anna has reached her target, which means she should get her passport back. But in reality, that option never existed. Instead, she is given two choices. She can either marry Lu or earn $20 million more. When she refuses, Lu tries to force himself on her. At that moment, Pansheng steps in, and his presence ends up saving Anna from being assaulted. Pansheng has come for a reason. He is ready to accept Lu's earlier offer of partnership. He brings with him a new system, one that is safer, more efficient, and more effective. With this innovation, Lu no longer needs the workers on the first floor because the system can handle their tasks automatically. And in doing so, Pansheng indirectly frees dozens of workers from that role. Even after becoming a partner, Pansheng does not lose his desire to escape. This time, he plans something much bigger. Using a banknote, he secretly writes a coded message containing numbers and the coordinates of their location. He passes the money to a worker who is about to be released. For him, this is the most logical chance at getting help. But without anyone realizing it, those workers are never truly set free. Instead, they are sold again. That hope is crushed instantly. As expected, Junchai finds the money. That night, everyone is gathered. Not wanting to put more people in danger, Pansheng and Anna step forward together and admit that everything was their plan. Because of that, they are subjected to brutal punishment. They pay a heavy price. Pansheng ends up with a broken leg, while Anna is tortured with needles driven into the edges of her nails. A few hours later, while being transported back, Anna takes a desperate risk and jumps from the bus. This time, she manages to escape. When she reaches a police station, she tries to explain everything. But the moment she notices a keychain carried by one of the officers, she realizes the truth. The police there are part of the same network. She is captured once again. For this betrayal, Lu decides to execute her. She is tied up, placed inside a sack, and thrown into a river. But unknown to everyone, Junchai has secretly tied a rope to the sack. The execution is staged for a video. From the beginning, it is clear that Junchai has feelings for Anna. In the end, he pulls her back out of the water. He returns her passport and provides a boat, allowing her to escape the country. Meanwhile, the police begin to uncover real leads. It all starts with identifying Anna. With that information, the investigation team manages to arrest parts of the Firefly network operating in the city. At the same time, Zhou successfully deciphers the coded message that Pansheng had once sent to Tian. Now, they finally have a major clue. The next day, Anna makes it back home, only to find the police already waiting for her. Traumatized, she initially tries to run. Fortunately, these officers are not connected to Firefly. Even so, for her own safety, Anna refuses to give any testimony. She is later brought to a seminar for victims of online gambling. Everyone there shares the same motivation. They all wanted financial stability and quick success. But what they ended up with is suffering, broken families, and ruined lives. Each story sounds painfully similar. Then comes the moment when Song Yu steps forward and shares Tian's story. A once bright and educated student, now lying in a hospital bed in a coma. His condition makes it impossible for him to ever wake up again. With Anna's cooperation, the police quickly form a special task force. The operation is carried out in complete secrecy. To ensure success, they work with immigration authorities and avoid involving local police. Not long after, they arrive in a city in Jiangsu Province, China. With support from dozens of armed military personnel, Zhou leads a raid on one of the dormitory sites. They manage to capture many of Lu's subordinates from different countries. But the operation does not stay secret for long. An informant within the police leaks the plan. By the time they reach Firefly's main headquarters, the entire building has already been emptied. Just like that, they lose the trail again. At this point, Zhou begins to lose hope. There is simply no way they can search every corner of the country, especially with time running out. Just as they are about to leave, a breakthrough arrives. A binary expert approaches them and claims he has decoded the message hidden in a photo sent earlier by Pan Sheng. It turns out Pan Sheng used subtle finger gestures to reveal his exact coordinates. The location leads to a heavily secured area controlled by Mr. Chong, a powerful mafia figure with direct ties to the president. The place itself is protected with fingerprint security. Even so, Zhou does not give up. That same night, Anna is flown straight to Jiangsu. The coordinates point to an elementary school. A direct attack would put the children in danger, so they come up with a different plan. They coordinate with a catering service that regularly supplies Firefly. Through this, they manage to send hidden instructions to Pan Sheng through his meal. The plan is simple. Pan Sheng is supposed to trigger the fire alarm system. Once that happens, the children will evacuate without suspicion, and emergency responders will arrive. That will be the moment for the police to move in. But things do not go as planned. Lu quickly notices Anna's presence through the CCTV system and realizes he has been set up. With no way out, Jun Chai makes a desperate move and tries to stab Lu. Unfortunately, the attempt fails. Even in that critical moment, Lu manages to manipulate him. He pretends to forgive Jun Chai, but only on one condition. Jun Chai must go to the front room and destroy all the recordings. The goal is to erase any trace of their true boss, Mr. Chong. It is here that the truth becomes clear. Lu is nothing more than a pawn, working for a much larger and more powerful figure within the system. Realizing he is surrounded, Lu makes one final move and confronts Pan Sheng. But this time, Pan Sheng cannot be controlled. In front of dozens of officers, he forces Lu to hand over his phone. Inside, it is the master data containing every crime tied to Firefly. And only Pan Sheng can unlock it, because he is the one who built the system. In a final act, Jun Chai shoots and destroys the phone, sacrificing his own life in the process. Even so, the police manage to capture everyone involved. The tension finally gives way to relief when Anna sees that Pan Sheng is still alive. They cannot reach each other, but their shared glance and quiet smiles say everything. Following the arrests, Lu is sentenced to death. Anna receives a reduced sentence of 2 years on probation. As for Pan Sheng, he is cleared of all charges, recognized as a victim who was forced to work under threat. Years pass, and Pan Sheng now works as an IT advisor for the police. Even now, he never forgets that without Anna's help, he would never have made it this far. But in the final moment, a quiet detail reveals something unsettling. Among the crowd at the seminar, there is a spy from Firefly, still carrying the same keychain. It is a clear sign that Firefly is not truly gone. So the moral of the story is chasing easy money can quietly destroy everything you love. And by the time you realize it, you might already be too broken to come back.